welcome view. And what a delightful view for the golfers all visiting, or whether you're local. Right by the putting green and the pro shop, the green is, well, it looks almost like a bit like Grandma's old comfy chair. High banks at the rear and to the right. Prevailing winds play a big part in this hole. Club selection can vary, would you believe, between a 3 and a 6 iron. On to the second, Hollin's Brow. Now this calls for an accurate tee shot. It's 411 yards. All the yardages I'm going to tell you about today are from the back tees. Slight dogleg, you see it sweeps around left to right. Trees on either side. Rough grass, quite thick and juicy, perhaps too juicy at times. A couple of bunkers up by the green, but generally fairly flat. There's a little bit of movement in the green. But beware, if you kick off down to the left, you can easily end up in the trees. But you can see there is movement at the back of the bunker on the left, and it falls away on the right. Caution, let caution be your byword. The third hole, another slight dogleg, just over 400 yards in length, trees either side, and they're good sturdy trees too. A little bit of room here, but the fairway cambers the other way, so it's easy to kick off. You want to go up the right-hand side to get round as far as you can. That gives you a better view of the green. The green slopes from front to back, making it quite difficult to hold your second shot onto the green. You can see the banks round and about. You can sometimes get a lucky kick, and sometimes it helps you. The fourth hole, Jarman's Way, 418 yards. It's a dogleg hole again, and it plays quite long if your tee shot is not up the middle of the fairway. You just get a turn now, you begin to see the green, one bunker left, two bunkers on the right. They're fairly flat bunkers. They're not those punishing, what I call Muirfield or linkside bunkers, but they're still there to slow down the unwary and make you think. Quite generous sized greens. The fifth hole, named the Plateau, 274 yards. Undulating fairway, couple of bunkers, ready to catch the unwary. Difficult rough on both sides of the fairway, particularly in the summer or getting towards the autumn when the grass is heavy and sometimes damp. Look at the drop away on the left-hand side of the green. Sometimes it might be better off to be in that bunker rather than kicking down the hill in what occasionally is very thick grass. But a nice hole framed by that little knoll and the trees is very attractive. The sixth hole, Pillsworth Rise, the first of the par fives, 529 yards, and this is a good par five, especially when The wind's blowing from any direction here. It's you get good views of the course from here, all the other holes coming about. There are so many pleasant views here to distract you. So beware, mind that big bunker on the left, 2 on the right, and that hollow again. Quite a feature here, off the green, grassy hollows. See, there's a bit more of a face on that bunker, and it's quite a distance from the green. So when you're playing your 3rd shot into the green, it can give you a false impression as to how far your shot is. So bear that in mind. The 7th, known as the road hole. Now, where have I heard that name before? This is the first of the blind holes. That means from the tee, you really don't see much, if anything, of the fairway. If you can, aim to the middle or to the right slightly. The top there's a grassy hollow. It's a pretty generous sized green, and it's only, 335 yards, so anyone who could knock it along fairly comfortably. It's only a short iron, or no more than a pitch for the big hitters to hit this very nice sized green. You feel as if you can't miss it. Now number 8, Fairview. Fairview it is too. It's played back, down the hill. No great difficulty here, there's plenty of room. The landing area, though, is just out of vision. But if you manage to find the fairway, which is pretty generous in size, you just slightly go down to the green, and there you see the bunkers, couple on the left. Again, a grassy hollow bank on the right-hand side. And when the grass is being left to grow, it leaves you a very difficult little pitch. And that bunker on the left got a bit of depth to it. And there gives you a good idea of how the green is slightly raised up, so anything a bit fiery goes through down the bank. So we come to the last of the first 9, the Injunction. 486 yards, a nice hole. But again, come to the brow of the hill, the fairway just swings slightly round to the left. Just beware of those trees on the left. Look how thick they are. If you get under there, you're lucky to be able to scuttle it back onto the fairway. Up by the green, well, there's a bunker right, a hollow on the left again, and the tree's not a million miles away. This bunker, too, has a bit of a face on it. I like them so much better than those flat, saucer-like bunkers you see so many of on the modern courses in America, but not here at Bury. We start the second 9 with a proper par 3. Lots of trouble here. You'll be delighted with a par 3. The green is slightly raised up. You come over the brow and just look at the drop-off on the left. And that big, deep bunker left and right. This is a cracking par 3, and it's nearly 200 yards. Bit of wind blowing. You'd be delighted with a 4 on many occasions. The 11th, 365 yards, Yard of Ales, this is known as. Blind drive, over the top of the hill, can't really see much of the fairway, and you can have a semi-blind, at least second shot. Again, one of the big features on this moorland course. are the trees, the number of them, and the close proximity to the edge of the fairway and closeness to the green. Bunker right, as you can see, well, that might stop you careering off there into those bushes and trees on the right-hand side. But on the left, they come into play very easily with a bit of a wayward shot into the green. Nice movement in the green. They're not dead flat, just enough to keep your attention. The 12th hole, a good stout par 4. Church Meadow it's called. Due to the undulations on the fairway, sometimes you don't see much of a glimpse of the green, but the fairway, well, it's pretty wide. Good bunkers up by the green, but 2 back on the fairway, which can catch your tee shot if you're not too careful. Again, feature the trees, this time on the left, fall away to the left-hand side of the fairway there. And these are really decent-looking bunkers up by the green. See the green shaped like an electric light bulb? I like that. Narrow at the front, wider at the back. Again, the fall off, don't go too far. Club selection here is very important and not always easy to judge. The 13th hole, 397 yards, the Hawthorns. Now this fairway you can see tilts right to left, so try and aim up the right-hand side to accommodate that slope. You don't want to go down there on the left. There's some fairly thickish rough down there. We sweep up to the green, which you can see again, it drops away on the left-hand side, bunker on the right, and look at that grassy knoll there on the left-hand side, back left. Easy to run through into that. Take 3 or 4 more to get down. Some nice features on this course. If you're not a very good player, it's fun, but it's a test for the very best. The 14th. 180 yards, known as the Conifers. And this is a good short hole, undulating ground, couple of bunkers, good bunkers up, protecting the green. Once again, trees feature back left, drop away on the right. You miss this green, it's not easy to get down in a pitch and a putt. Good par 3, and 180 yards. Plays much longer than wind blowing. The 15th hole, 289 yards, par brook. There is a little brook, wanders up the left-hand side of the fairway. It's a new golfing term. People now call these risk or reward holes, just under 300 yards, and some of the young bucks fancy, I can smack that on the green. Yes, you might get very close, but it's very dangerous. Bunker left, 3 bunkers on the right, trees hovering, lurking, waiting, all round the green. This, I think, is a real belter of a hole. I love it. The 16th hole, known as the Valley, or Valley Reach, 386 yards, fairway tilts right to left. So if you can, fire it up the right-hand side, you get a good kick forward, it'll put you within relatively easy reach of this green. Now, up by the green, there's a good bunker on the left and one on the right, and again, that cheeky little stand, half a dozen trees back left. which you can run into, although looks as if you can scuttle it out from underneath. But this again, it's a shortish par 4. Well, it's nearly 400 yards. It's not a tiddler, but it's a good hole. Slightly raised green, deepish bunker. I like it. There's some nice holes on this course. Now here's a little gem. The 17th, only 108 yards. Tapidor, they call it. The signature, or one of the signature holes. Well, it's not long, looks a doddle, doesn't it? Slightly raised green, but look at those big bunkers. These are some of the best on the course. Lots of problems are waiting round and about. And if you go too far, up there towards that hedge, that's out of bounds. So, although it's only 108, I think oh, it's just a little pitch. You can easily take 4 or 5. Interesting feature at the 18th, you drive over the 17th green. Well, you've always got time to get your shot away before they get up onto the green. And what a good finishing hole it is. It's only 311 yards. Look at the tilt of the fairway, right to left. Watch the rough down the left-hand side. And when you get up by the green, in the shade on the right, there's a bunker, 2 bunkers, one on the left, but look at that drop away down on the left-hand side. See, this course is only just over 6,000 yards, but it's a really good test. It's up high, there's always a bit of wind blowing, there's always something of interest. Oh, I think it's an absolute little belter.